So, like, is it too late to say Happy New Year? Welcome back. I'm back. It's been like 6 months into the new year, and I took a hiatus. And so I'm back, and I wanted to take some time out to kind of live 2019 and, deal with all the new things I have going in my life, the good, the great, not so great. They still dealing with it, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it anyway because I feel like I should, and everything in between. So, I want to say thank you all for tuning in, and so I definitely appreciate it. I've been well. I've been well. As you know, I got married in the first of the year. I took on a new position at the agency as the director of Houston and Dallas, which is amazing. So we're getting geared up with some of the things. We had some things that didn't fall through the way we wanted to, uh, like anything that's setbacks in business. So I am definitely able to adapt to that because I've been there, did that, when my business passed. And I guess what I want to kind of talk about today, for me, is when you think you want something and then you get it and you realize that maybe I should have specified a little bit, or you realize that it's maybe not been what you want, maybe because you rushed into the situation or wasn't thinking fully, or you were thinking with either your heart versus your mind or your mind versus your heart, and it takes two to make a good decision. And I've definitely done it in the past. I've definitely done it recently. I was trying to do it in the future, but hey, it's the future. You never know, and we're human. So, oh, by the way, the music you hear in the background is FKA Twig, something I was introduced to by a friend I met from China. Definitely shouts out to China. Amazing guy. He got some amazing music. He's coming out with some amazing designs. I've been blessed to meet a lot of fantastic people so this year, and so definitely want to get my shouts out. At the same time, tonight is Tuesday, which is now dubbed as Pose Tuesday. I absolutely love the show Pose. It is epic. It is as epic to me as Noah's Ark back in the day, and it is so relevant. And I enjoy watching it. I enjoy the characters. The writers are amazing. The scene is amazing. The way they tell the story is phenomenal, and it's done so tasteful and totally enjoyable and relatable. And I just love the show. If you have not seen Pose, I definitely encourage you to go see it. I wasn't there in the 80s. I wasn't on the scene. I was slightly there, but wasn't on the scene. Too young, too young. And but it's so amazing to look back at that time period and see what people were actually going through as far as the gay community, which I am a part of, and seeing the struggles, the lifestyle, the reason that houses was created. Or kind of formed the ballroom, and why that ballroom was formed, because that was the only world that you was accepted in, which as minorities in America, there's are these different worlds that we create amongst ourselves to be accepted. Me also being African American, obviously, I'm very much adept and aware of those things that we created and how we had to break down walls and barriers. And this is kind of telling a story of how we broke down walls and barriers to get us to where we are now. The miracle drug of PrEP, which I am on, was a dream, a fantasy, something so far off. Why millions of people died during that time period, waiting for this drug, waiting for this cure, and people didn't care. People didn't. People thought it was God's wrath on the gays. Oh, not the criminals, not the rapists, not the child molesters. Get the gays. Like, seriously. And so all these mentalities and different thinking, the characters are so relatable. Damien, who was kicked out by his parents because they found a gay magazine, and whatever Lord tells you to kick your children out to the curb, to the wolves, I'm gonna need you to reevaluate that, because that's absolutely make no sense at all. Kick your child out because they made a decision that you don't agree with. How many times you would have got kicked out as a child if you made a decision that your parent didn't agree with you? You know, how many y'all in jail right now because y'all was stole, raped, killed, whatever, which is also a sin. And I bet they didn't throw you out to the wolves, huh? Oh, baby, I'm gonna put money in your books. It's okay, baby. You're gonna get out. But totally acceptable, right? So anyway, Damien, one of the characters, he got kicked out, and he even told his dad, "I'm trying to make something of myself," because he wanted to dance. Oh, not dancing. Kicked him out to the curb. I hate situations like that. I hate it. It strikes at my core. I've been blessed that I didn't have to face that and be in a dire situation. I mean, I was slightly kicked out, but I got my own apartment, had my own company and stuff, so I was good. But thanks for trying. But nevertheless, no shade. Love you, mama. But here's the thing. It makes no sense to kick your child out to fend for themselves, find food for themselves, find shelter for themselves in the arms of people who would take advantage of your children, and then you want them come home to you? Oh, and you what you want? You want to be Father of the Year too? You want to be what's your Mother's Day gift too? That's who's not giving you a gift. This one right here. So, I digress. Great show, very relatable characters. It actually makes me want to do more in the gay community and the black community too. Of course, I'm gay and black if you haven't noticed. So I want to do more. And it encouraged me and just make me want to figure out how can I really help our community and move us even more further than the shoulders and the brave people of the 80s who were just living their life. It's such an impactful show, even if you're not gay. It's just so insightful into the 80s, and I'm a historian at heart, so just watching it and hearing the music and stuff, I have a newfound appreciation for 80s music. Let the music play. I'm like, oh, this shit was good. Like, this would have been my shit back in the day. So I'm like, 80s music not so bad. I used to not do that. Okay, so we got Mariah in the background right now. Hard to say goodbye. I can't wait to hate you, make you feel like. So, I guess that would be my leading to my next subject. I started the year off happily married. This is the 4th week of me being separated. So that goes back into the whole premise of the video. Wanting something and it just may not have been what you thought it would be, wanted to be, hoped to be, or so. Yeah, so now I am single, okay, and I did all my crying. I did a lot of my crying. I'm about 90% of my crying. It's always disappointing. Everyone goes through breaks up. Let me turn Miss Mariah off, but she's trying to serve me on the low key. With the help of Google Home. So maybe asking what happened. What happened indeed. As you know, it takes 2 people who works on a relationship, 2 people who wants to be in a relationship, and although we both want to be in a relationship, as far as doing the work, you can't be stubborn. You can't be unyielding. It's okay to set your boundaries, but there's no chill, no compromise. Is it petty fights over stuff that is normal? Example, we was doing a farm, and the farm asked, "Were you a criminal?" And I just asked. I was like, "Are you a criminal?" Simple, yes, no question, right? Ha ha ha, funny. So blew up. Got mad at me. How dare I ask that question? I wouldn't be able to do this, do this if I was a criminal. It was a joke. It was just a joke. Not a good joke. 4 days later, because he decided to leave me for 4 days. After that one particular case, not to say this was a repeated thing to do. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So, and then, you know, silent treatments, like even on vacation, if not more so on vacation. Got a silent treatment on vacation. Uh, just petty fights. I'm not gonna rehash every little thing because it was so exhausting. And when you're in a relationship, and this isn't my first relationship, this is my first marriage. I was in a great 8-year relationship. I was in a slightly abusive 4-year relationship, but we're still good, great heart, great people. And then I was married, and if I could impart anything I've learned about myself, is one, I learned that I'm more patient than I give myself credit for. I learned that I do have hot buttons. I learned that my emotions can rage just like any good Capricorn, especially when you piss me off. I learned that after me explaining something 5 times to you and you still don't get it, and then I question your intelligence, you somehow get offended. But remember, I explained it to you 5 times and you still chose not to get it. Then I will have to at some point question your intelligence. Oops. Um, I learned that I'm giving. Also, you know what? I kind of learned that I'm a human. I know, right? So let me explain. So I'm a Capricorn, and our emotions are not always so outwardly, and I love you. We're not that people unless we actually learn and grew and adapt to being that person. So I very much thought I could be by myself, being a cat. We're good. I don't need no one. But as you get older, as I am, God, thank you for that. You start to wonder about being alone. You start to look around and realize that what, you're not the newest thing on the block. You might want to, settle down. And I think we all have those fears. I think for me, I was working late one time, and I was driving home, and I was pulled over by the cops that wanted to search my car for drugs, and told me that if I had drugs in my car, I'm going to jail, and if I don't, then I'm fine. They put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of the car, and they proceeded to search my entire car, including the trunk. And for me, it was Saturday night, 12 o'clock. I just got finished doing late work at a call center at the time. And I was scared. I was terrified. I was shaking, trying to stay calm. I was in a cop car, handcuffed, car being searched for drugs, which I don't do drugs. So that wasn't the part that scared me. What scared me was that they just ended my little life. And if they chose to have taken me to jail for whatever reason, no one would have known anything different until maybe I didn't show up for work a couple of days. The cat would have knew. The cat can't call nobody. Sure can't email. And I just would have been in jail. So God knows who finds me. That's a scary feeling. And that's why people are scared of being alone. That's also why people are scared of cops. And that's also why you should know your rights, because they had no business searching my car for drugs. Had no business doing that. But Houston. But all those factors and fears, not wanting to be alone, sometimes it makes you not listen to your brain and just listen to your heart. And you gotta listen to both within reason. And yeah, I'm not saying he was a bad person. I think he was a great person. He was sweet. We had his good moments. We had laughs, and I miss him from time to time. I do. But I learned to make a list of all the things that you did not like in a relationship. And whenever you feel nostalgic about it, just pull out that list, and you'll go through that list, and you remember, oh yeah, that's why I left his ass. you know. So that list definitely helps me. I have about 20 things on that list. The coldness, the pettiness, the lack of understanding, the lack of care. Um, you know, you des- you deserve to be loved the way you need to be loved. So if you tell them that, words of affirmation is your symbol of love, then they shouldn't be showing up with gifts of flowers because it doesn't mean shit to you. If their if what makes them feel love is works of service, then you cleaning the house, you barbecuing, you doing those things, that they gotta feel love. We all deserve to feel love the way we deserve and ask to feel love. And if they can't do that for you, then they need to go. Because at the end of the day, you're going to feel unfulfilled and you're going to be wasting each other's time. And yeah, there'll be those acts of kindness and those moments where it looks like it's going great. And then sometimes it's just like you waiting for the next shoe to drop. And it did. And it will. And it's just like, oh my God, why? Why? I had more arguments in these past 6 months of marriage than I had in the 8-year relationship. Shouts out to you, and thank you for helping me through this uh, situation. Like I said, I don't really like talking about things when I'm going through it. And now that I'm just, I'm better. I want to go and talk about it while it's still kind of fresh. So anyway, oh, I had one guy. He told me via message that he can't feel sorry for me about my relationship, and he's glad that it happened to me. um, so I wrote your ass back, and you know what I said to you. Don't need your pity. Never asked for it. Didn't want you ever. And so I'll just leave it there. But people say the damnedest of things to you, when they think you're down. But not this one. I may pause, but just like the phoenix, it's on my. I can't show y'all; it'd be too revealing. But just like the phoenix, I rise. That's why it's tattooed right there. So what I will do is I got my personal trainer now. So I'm totally on that revenge body shit. So I don't do crack. Crack is whack. I don't do anything. So the best thing I can do is just bring my ass to the gym, and I'm gonna do that. And so I'll say the same. Uh, you'll definitely see more of me in the future. But anyway, I just want to kind of talk to you all, get this out, this because like I said, it's been half a year. Incidentally, a lot of exciting things has happened to me. If you love my necklace, as I hope you do, it is from the line Designer Drugs. Okay, and I am the brand ambassador for the necklaces. They are the hotness. Love them, love them, love them. Hope you do too. And I will also include a link where you get a 10% discount from the necklace. So uh, please support. Uh, and you know what? I'm going to leave it here. It's already a longer video than I anticipated for you all. So if you have any questions, any thoughts, anything y'all want to go over, hit me up. But I'm back, and I'm just going to say, pose.